And a very good afternoon to you folks at Speed Gaming 2. Welcome to this 2 p.m. edition of the A Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. We got a good one for you folks. We're keeping it nice and simple. We have an open seed. Crystal requirements are 7-7, 7 to get into GT, 7 to harm Ganon, and defeat Ganon, so we will have to go through Ganon's tower. So, with that said, we have on stream, This Is Not Yo-Ho, Frostbite 3030, Fear Agent, and Humbug on stream, along with our other community racers. I am your commentator, Captain MD13, and I am joined today by ETM. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty good. A bit of a long day at work, but any good day should always be rewarded with a good rando seed, and we should be getting a good one from this one.
Yeah, we got 4 great runners on stream today. Should be a fun race. Killer trolls you're hoping for?
Some really obscure placement for the bow. That's been the recurring theme for the last few days in my experience, at least on comms.
Yeah, that's funny because the last seed I played had the bow and Spike Cave, and that was a tough one to find.
I will say I like our sprite diversity this afternoon. We have Yo-Ho with Squirtle. Frostbite is using Plague Knight from Shovel Knight. Fear Agent is using Minish Cap Link, basically Mini Link, for when he goes into a Shrinker pedestal. I don't know what those are called in Minish Cap. And Humbug is a Yoshi sprite. A stump. Thank you, Ricky. Yeah, I should clarify, Minish Link, not Minish Cap Link. Minish Cap Link is, bigger. You guys get the idea. We should be getting started in just a couple of minutes. Any particular trolls you're looking forward to today, ETM?
Let's have a Ped seed. Why not?
Ped seed. I'm okay with that. I haven't witnessed a Ped seed that was hard required since quite some time ago, actually. The SMZ3 combo race we had on Sunday had a logically Ped required seed, but no one went for it because it was Charge Beam, and you can live without that.
Yeah, I'm not good enough at Metroid to go without the Charge Beam.
Yeah, it is a pretty powerful weapon, but it looks like we are off, ladies and gentlemen, so this is open mode, so we'll see where everybody decides to start. Looks like everybody went to Link's house to pick up a heart piece. Frostbite will immediately save and quit to go to Sanctuary. We get an early map check with 2 pendants in the Light World and a crystal at Hera. And I blinked and I missed what was in the Sank.
I also missed it.
Take a quick look at my playback.
Early pendants, 2 early pendants in the Light World.
Oh, it was a glove at Sanctuary. So free back of escape. And Frostbite is not going to it.
Well, he doesn't have any bombs.
Oh, right. Looks like just a heart piece and a big 20 at the Uncle. Tier 1 tree pull is hearts, looks like. And race game must not be important because Fear Agent's not going for it. We got a Lumberjack ledge check. That looks like something important. Chat is saying it might have been a bow. And yeah, I just confirmed on my playback, that was a bow on Lumberjack ledge. Oh boy. That could be very concerning. We may end up having to do AGA 1 just for that bow. Depending on where the other one is hiding, of course.
Yeah, that's one of those kind of Schrodinger's AGA seeds. The other bow could be in GT, and we have to get that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of other places that bow could be that would still require it to be an AGA seed. Anywhere that's... we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. There's still plenty of checks we can make before that. Lost Woods not having anything particularly crazy, a little bit of extra money. In the bottom of the well, we get a Ruby Hoard, 300 bucks, followed by another 20 bucks. The Red Meringue, the Hammer, and a Heart Piece. We are now just a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access at 2.5 minutes in. Ooh, that would be a sword at the bottle vendor. Now that's worth 100 rupees.
Nice early weapons, and the hammer and the sword.
Indeed. Although it's 10 times as expensive as the Tempered Sword, that might be concerning, but we got a book in Blind's hideout. Along with some more bombs. And even more bombs in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Stackerico Village. And it was just bombs at the race game, so runners most likely won't be going for that. Oh. Fear Agent may be giving us an early pedestal check here.
That's what it looks like.
Good time to do it, so ladies and gentlemen, get your pedestal hype in chat. Oh, if this is another bow.
That would be too funny.
Because that basically guarantees it's an Agapet seed.
Aga Orb Head.
Just couch cash. Move right along, and move along we will. Okay, Ped's dead. So yeah, with those gloves, that also puts King Zora in logic nice and early, and we are getting somewhat close to Zora money.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me to see at least one player maybe do a hula hand.
Yeah, and they can do that with the back of escape entryway now, courtesy of their power gloves.
So Fear Agent, did he not get the glove out of sync?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
I mean, he will eventually.
Yeah, he will eventually. It just seems a little weird to be going to South Shore before even doing the Sanctuary, but okay. Frostbite now going to check back of escape. And getting a look at Mini Moldrum Cave, we've got that single arrow, Heart Piece, some rupees, some more rupees, and a Bombos medallion.
Ooh, and that is already usable, courtesy of our sword.
Yeah, we can use it. Can't really do anything useful with it until we have at least mids. And there's a lamp in back of escape.
Nice, so I'm surprised Frostbite did not take that and go straight to Dark Cross.
Yeah, me too. Just thinking, like, he got a key there too, so he can go. Maybe he plans to do front of escape later on and hope that Dark Cross is the map.
Maybe he hopes to find Mirror in it so we can get to Dark Cross a little faster from Zelda Cell. The option certainly, or the hope that it's there is certainly possible.
And Yoho also quitting, not going to do Dark Cross.
But with that lamp, we can now get to the vanilla big key chest in Eastern Palace.
Yep.
And actually, we have Death Mountain access because we have a glove.
Yeah, we can... there's only a couple checks we can do on Death Mountain, so I don't think it is me hurrying to go there, but...
Yeah, we're still going to need Mirror or Hookshot to get to East Death Mountain for now.
And Fear actually running over to do Agina, and he's got that book, so he may pop into Desert as well.
Yeah, not going to be able to do much besides check the front and any non-boots locked locations, unfortunately. Ooh, Humbug took a
Yeah,
death to the a death at the South Shore.
that's unfortunate. Yeah, he had a bit of trouble there, and Mini Moldorm Cave was down to 1 heart. This is going to be kind of unfortunate for Fear Agent because we know where the glove and lamp are. So if Desert's not boots locked, it's actually full clearable.
Very true.
Oh, there's the Moon Pearl.
So
That's your Dark
that's
World access.
and that's basically free right now. Fascinating.
Alright, so Fear will pick that up. He'll probably check the rest of Desert. Let's see if there's anything else useful in here. Frostbite also heading towards the desert area. And just a heart container in the map chest, so we are boots locked in desert.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Desert's a pendant, and that was already one item, so the likelihood that the last item in Desert is progression is unlikely. But, we'll see. Now, while we have Dark World access, this doesn't necessarily kill Aga 1 yet because we do have a bow on Lumberjack Ledge. Now, hopefully Fear Agent is going to go straight to the Sank and pick up those gloves. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
And Yoho actually checking out Sasha's closet here. Getting a cape.
Oh, that's bad news. That puts Aga 1 into logic. Well, actually, no, that may be good news, because that puts Aga logic into logic already, so that may, if all the blueprints line up, we might be able to get that bow off Lumberjack relatively quickly.
Yeah, and it might even be worth going for that bow before dipping into Eastern and Pod, just so you don't have to double dip there. We'll see what the runners decide to do. It's
I would say
definitely
that's
an interesting decision.
indeed. I would say that's going to be dependent on where the boots are chilling right now.
That's true. Of course, we need the boots.
And there's a lot of places where those could be hiding.
Now, Fear Agent actually going to check this Dark Cross item. Frostbite and Yoho both isolated this. And Yoho actually heading into Eastern.
Yeah, got the big key out of the first chest, and there's another sword in the Dark Cross.
Yeah, that's not good for Frostbite and Yoho. So that's a big pickup for Fear Agent.
Yeah, that opens up access to our tablets, and we get a bottle in Eastern Palace filled with, I call it a Coke bottle, because it's red.
Maybe some, what is it, Cherry 7-Up or something?
Code Red Mountain Dew, I heard, is a common term.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Our Fear Agent looks to be heading for the Kakariko portal. And same with Frostbite. I'm surprised they don't do Hype Cave first.
Yeah, Humbug looks to be doing Hype Cave. Our green pendant is in Skull Woods. Ooh,
Yeah.
That's actually... Well, actually, never mind. Ped's dead. What am I saying?
Yeah, and the 2 5/6 crystals, I believe, were Pod and Thieves Town.
That's actually good news for the Pyramid Fairy, because there's not much keeping us out of that. We just need the bow.
Yeah, Fear Agent gonna dip Skull Woods. Frostbite not gonna dip Skull Woods.
Humbug is checking Hype Cave. So far, heart pieces and sticks and rupees. Junk.
And just a heart piece in the chest game. As Yoho coming up to that Eastern Palace Big Key chest, and that's just a map. So Eastern not paying off for Yoho.
And there is also an item on Armos Knights. We have seen the map and the compass. The compass was in the big chest.
Humbug actually heading up to Pyramid Ledge. And Yoho goes for the front of Escape.
Frostbite did find a bottle in Thieves Town along with that small key. To answer question, chat, one of the red boomerang was in... It wasn't in Mini Moldorm Cave, it was in the well. Kakariko Well. It would appear Humbug is giving us a catfish check.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble. It's a really out-of-the-way check, but if there's something big here, that really pays off because a lot of people put this off. And Yoho finding the Titan's mitts in front of Escape, that's huge.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely one of the bigger ones.
Wow, everyone else put off front of Escape. And Furigen finding the mirror in Skull Woods, that is really bad for Frostbite, who skipped Skull Woods.
Green pendant Skull Woods, I might add. With that mirror, we now have the ability to full clear Tower of Hera and access East Death Mountain. And with the Titan's Mitts, we can now get to Dark Death Mountain.
And just a single rupee from the catfish. So we're getting some interesting progression in a variety of different places here.
Indeed. We may even be able to open the front door of Turtle Rock. Depending on the medallion.
Of course, no sign of that cane, so can't do anything in there, but we can get there at least.
Yeah, there is plenty of available spots for our runners to check now with all their current equipment. Just a heart container in Zelda's cell.
Yoho gonna take a Death Warp and do Dark Cross, so should be getting that sword.
Indeed. Now, Frostbite still needs to find 2 items in Thieves Town, and has there is a 50-50 chance right now that that there is an item in the big chest at this point.
Yeah, of course, everyone has a hammer, so that's not really a big worry in this seat. Furigen going to check the Graveyard Ledge. This is another one of those out-of-the-way checks that some runners just skip and hope there's nothing there.
Alright, Humbug picking up that sword. Yoho not too far behind.
And just 10 arrows at the Graveyard Ledge. So I think between all the runners, I really like Yoho's situation. Having those Titan's mitts is really big. I think a lot of people are going to last location those in Escape.
Yeah, especially considering what our runners can do without Titan's Mitts. They can check out Thieves Town. They can get into Palace of Darkness. There's a free potion available, so they can potion glitch to the Bowlock side. Humbug's about to get his bad news from the pedestal. That it's dead. Well, that may be good news for him.
Yeah, I was going to say, Yoho heading up the mountain here hasn't got that mirror, so won't be able to do much. But Frostbite now taking on Blind.
Who is bugged by insect puns and therefore should not be in the Twilight Princess timeline.
And just a heart piece from the old man.
We did see... I'm sorry, you first.
I was just going to say a very nice blind fight from Frostbite, but Thieves Town not really paying out. But it is a crystal.
Yep, and that means Frostbite has drawn first blood. Just more sticks inside Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, so Yoho's still needing to get to Desert Ledge, which has his Moon Pearl. But once he, it looks like he's heading that way now. So once he does that, this seat's going to be wide open for him.
Yeah, I would think his next port of call after picking that Moon Pearl up will be... Well, he's got to get the Mirror and Skull Woods, unfortunately. Humbug just picked that up. But after our next, after our runners get that combo of Mid's Mirror, I would imagine their next port of call is going to be to immediately save and quit and check East and Dark Death Mountains.
Yeah, a lot of items up there. We got all of Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave, and Super Bunny Cave. Ideally, you'd like to have the hook shot before going to Dark Death Mountain, so you can do Hook Shot Cave, but you can't always have everything, so I would say it would be a good play to head up towards East Death Mountain.
Yeah, and the other major handicap is we're still missing flippers, so we have no way to get into Ice Palace or Swamp Palace.
Yeah, of course, flippers won't necessarily stop people from going into Ice Palace, but they are logically required.
True.
And Frostbite heading down to check Stumpy. Probably make his way over to Hype Cave. It wouldn't surprise me to see him go into Pod after this.
Yeah, I bet he's going to go looking for a bow, especially. Now, if we don't see a bow, especially by the East and Dark Death Mountain checks, I feel like that's going to be the decision point for whether or not our runners decide to do Aga for the bow. And obviously, they still need to find the boots, but they're logically required for that bow, so I'd imagine they're not going to be too far away.
And Frostbite getting a heart refill there in the Hype Cave.
Yeah, our heart containers are starting to pile up a little bit. Yoho has 9 now.
And Frostbite releasing that B, which probably means he's going to go buy a potion and head to Pod.
Makes perfect sense. Didn't pick up the red potion from the front of Escape.
So this potion, there's a glitch inside Pod that allows you to bypass the bow requirement for a couple of locations. So that's why he's buying the potion. And gonna pass up on Pyramid Ledge, just heading straight into Pod. Yoho finally accessing the Dark World and getting that map check in.
Yeah, giving us a very nice look. Now, I think the one thing Frostbite... Obviously, the main thing he really wants to find here is the bow, but I think the thing he doesn't want to find here, ironically, at least until Darker East Death Mountain, is the boots. Because otherwise, that's a pretty strong Aga signal.
Yeah. Fear Agent with a really nice blind fight. Humbug taking a death. Yeah, I don't think that was intentional.
I don't think so either. Pod is not bow locked, though. We got a nice early key. So yeah, at this point, what we're still looking for is both of our rods, flute, cane, flippers, and hook shot. And bow, which may be boots locked.
Yeah, so still a number of items to go.
Oh, apparently we found Kane just now on Sick Kid. Fear Agent just went and picked it up.
Ooh. So that gives us access potentially. If Turtle Rock is Bombos, we could go inside.
Yeah, we could check the front door, and if the key layout cooperates, get all the way to Laser Bridge.
Oh, there's the boots. Inside Palace of Darkness in the vanilla big key chest.
I will now see myself out before the Burn the Witch comments start piling in.
Frostbite's just going to save and quit. Not going to check the rest of Pod.
You know what? I think he hung on the screen for a second. I think he started second guessing his decision, but I think he's going to check Bonk Rocks first. But I'd imagine his next stop might be Aga 1.
Well, he hasn't got the cape yet, so he's not able to even get in there. He also skipped out on the Master Sword in Dark Cross.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if there was another sword here in Bonk Rocks? Nope, never mind. What Frostbite might try to do is he might try route in front of escape and hope something drops first, and then do Aga 1, although he's staying near the village right now.
Right, he'll get his cane here from Sick Kid.
To answer chat, you can get through the Aga 1 barrier with the magic cape and a regular sword. You need a regular sword just to cut the curtain at the end, or fighter sword, I should say. Otherwise, you can use the Master Sword to slice the barrier as normal.
And Fear Agent giving us a Bombos tablet check. Just arrows. So Frostbite is heading to escape, so this is good news for him. He'll get a sword, he'll get his Titan's mitts, and he may go ahead and do Aga for that bow.
Yeah, the cape was in Sahasrarla's closet, so yeah, that's going to be a while before Frostbite picks that up. So yeah, the Master Sword will be his key to get into Aga 1. Also picked up the bug net along the way too, so he's definitely well prepared for it.
Hey, I'm gonna be right back in just a minute.
Sure thing. Alright, Frostbite's first port of call is to check the front of the castle. Humbug taken on blind. Unfortunately got a little bit off script, but managed to take her down no problem, and that's going to be first crystal for Humbug. And now Frostbite picking up those mitts. He's got to be happy to see those by now. Yeah, but finding those boots in pod that early, that's a pretty good indication. That's definitely the sort of warning sign to the runners that, hey, you saw that bow on Lumberjack, you might want to consider getting that now. Alright, Humbug getting their cane.
Alright, I'm back. Ooh, Yoho on half a heart here. He does have the cape, but he doesn't have any magic, so can't use it.
Yeah, it's got to be real careful.
Oh, he does have that red goo, right? So
yes.
he should be able to use that.
Yeah, and the other bottle was a bee torp, so that's, Actually, do bees hurt blind? I thought they did, at least the good bee.
No. I believe there's a way to get them to knock some blind's heads off the screen somehow.
Ooh!
Oh.
That's gonna be a KO for Yoho.
It's unfortunate.
I'm sorry, I just rhymed, and that was completely unintentional.
Don't have to apologize for a good rhyme. Frostbite, Death Warping out of the bottom escape, gonna go get that sword. And we'll see if he decides to go to Aga for that bow. Fear Agent, meanwhile, heading up the mountain. So he's got that mirror, so he'll be able to take care of Hera, Ether Tablet, and East Death Mountain in the Light World, at least.
Yeah, unfortunately has not picked up those Titan's mitts from the front of the castle. Alright, let's see what our story is with Ether Tablet. Ooh!
Hook shot.
Wow. So anybody who goes up here, like, once they get mitts and mirror together to do the whole Dark Death Mountain combo will be at a huge advantage, because that adds in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bolt coin, so that's 2 medallions already. And we have Frostbite doing Aga 1. Has decided, you know what? I know exactly where I can get a bow. I will go get that bow. It would appear that Fear Agent is setting up to do the Harapot strategy, even though Moldorm is not fire-locked.
Yeah, it still saves a bit of time.
Actually,
setup there.
Not to mention, Hookshot on Ether Tablet's actually a very convenient place for it, given the circumstances.
Yeah.
Now, there's the basement key. There's the map, so 50-50 chance that the basement may have an item. Now, if you're in Fear Agent's case, you don't have Dark Death Mountain access, and you're still missing a lot of items. Do you check the basement, or do you gamble on there nothing being down there, if Moldorm doesn't have anything?
That's really hard to say. That's honestly a pretty tough call. I think I'd go for it, but we'll see what Fear decides to do.
That is, of course, assuming he doesn't get knocked off, which he doesn't. Oh boy, there's something in the basement. Alright, Humbug getting that hook shot now. He's going to be happy to see that.
Fear's gonna skip out. I can't fault anyone either way on that decision. It's a long check.
Yeah, especially with the tile room. I mean, these are the kind of gambles that make or break a race for a lot of our runners. And just some cash on the floating island.
And we're going to see Spiral Cave now.
And get your resident sleepers in chat. Fear Agent still hasn't picked up those boots, so it's the long walk. Now, Yoho, on the other hand, is heading up to the West Dark World, and is headed to Skull Woods, and so that mirror is not too far away from Yoho's possession. That's going to be the best case scenario for Yoho, because he'll be able to route in all of the Death Mountain checks, have hook shot, and possibly be able to open the front door of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, unfortunately, without having that mirror earlier, Sick Kid was kind of out of the way for him, so he won't have that cane.
Yeah, we will see if Yoho chooses to route that in after picking up the mirror.
Yeah, but let's put our eyes on Fear Agent's screen now. As he's going into Paradox Cave, we got a blue boomerang and $50 to start.
Also, I have to apologize. We never asked the chat how many blue balls.
Oh, yeah.
And the answer question in chat, there is a bow on Lumberjack Ledge, so unless we find another bow relatively soon, we are under the assumption that it's very likely an Agaseed.
And Yoho taking another death. I didn't see if that was intentional or not.
I believe it was.
Okay, it was. Yeah. Fear Agent finding magic powder and another bottle in Paradox, so nothing too exciting in there. That powder could lead to something, though.
Yes, and
Fear Agent. Sorry, go ahead.
And the powder check is in logic now with our hammer and mirror. And in fact, with our Titan's Mitts and mirror, we can also do the Smith chain.
And it looks like Fear Agent actually gonna head back and go do Hera Basement. Decides he found nothing in Paradox Cave, so should probably not leave this alone.
Yeah.
King's Tomb check here from Frostbite.
We have not yet seen this.
300 big ones.
That would be Zora money, which, for the record, we have not still checked at this time, and we've had access to that since the start of the game.
Yeah, no one's even done any of the flippers checks. I mean, we don't have flippers, but still.
Makes sense, and the more dense locations are away from the Waterfall Ferry area for the time being, especially since we have East and Dark Death Mountain access. Now, Yoho did pick up that mirror, so it looks like he may be heading down to Kakariko real quick to round in that sick kid check.
No. Oh, it's gonna check Bumper Ledge first.
Ooh, this is a good move. He's the only one with the cape after picking it up into Hospital's closet. Too bad it's just money, but Frostbite now has that bow. So with his current equipment, he can full clear Pod and finish up Eastern and Desert. But unfortunately, those are pendants.
Well, Pod is a crystal. Actually, it's the other 5-6 crystal.
That is true. This does put Pyramid Fairy into logic.
Yeah. So Hera Basement not paying off. Where's Fear Agent headed next?
Yeah, we will see if that Ether Medallion from Tower of Hera ends up being required for anything.
Looks like Fear Agent might be heading into Pod, so he'll grab those boots. No, he's going to... Okay, he's checking the ledge first.
To answer a question in chat, the Titan's mitts were in the front of Escape. The first gloves were in the Sanctuary chest.
So Frostbite going to check Sasha here. We'll see if he goes into Eastern. He doesn't have that mirror, so if he wants to do Eastern and Pod, it makes sense to do Eastern first.
Yeah, not to mention that there is an item on the Armos Knights.
Well, Frostbite gonna pass up on Eastern. Looks like he's headed straight to Pod.
To answer question in chat, Hammer was in the Kakariko well, along with the red boomerang.
Yeah, we had all the Dark World access items were all in the Light World.
Yeah, Moon Pearl was on. You first.
I was gonna say it is a bit of a troll because normally you find hammer and glove and you expect your Titan's mitts are going to be somewhere in the dark world, so you kind of don't even think to check front of escape or something like that.
On the subject of the front of escape, Fear Agent did just pick up those Titan's mitts, so now it's gonna probably want think about taking a trip back up the mountain to given the circumstances, or well, still no boots, so maybe might hold off on Aga 1 for a little while longer.
Yeah, I don't expect he'll do Aga 1 until maybe he finds the boots.
Yeah, Humbug, meanwhile, is going ahead and picking up his mitts, and that will give all of our runners Titan's mitts. Frostbite, our only runner without the mirror.
Yeah. Frostbite now checking the bow-locked portion of pod. Doesn't need to use that red goo he bought.
We are getting a smith chain check from Yoho along with hammer pegs.
Yeah, we haven't seen this yet. So just a hard container there. $100 at hammer pegs. And Humbug also in front of escape, so all our runners now have those Titan Smiths.
Yeah, this is making me wonder if there is progression in Dark Death Mountain, because we're still looking for flippers, flute, and both rods. It's not this often we go this far without both rods, but we get a vanilla tempered sword off of the smiths.
That's pretty nice to have.
Which is like 10% as expensive as the fighter sword we bought off the bottle vendor, by the way. Is this even randomized, as Chad asks? Just a lot of keys in the pod rupee basement.
Yeah. Fear Agent now heading up to do Dark Death Mountain, and we'll get also that Turtle Rock medallion check.
Yeah, we'll see if we can go straight through the front door. And it is ether for Turtle Rock, so we can go straight in.
Yoho now about to check this purple chest.
One fetch quest leads to another. Well, if you can call Purple Chest a fetch quest. Also, I missed what was in the pod big chest just now.
It was red goo, I think.
Okay. We did get blue mail in Hookshot Cave, along with money, more health, and chat confirms it was our 4th bottle in the pod big chest.
Okay, so nothing on Dark Death Mountain. We can head into Turtle Rock, and we also have Helmosaur, we have Armos Knights. What else do we have?
Yeah, Armos Knights, though, is a really nasty location. We're getting Super Bunny Cave now from Fear Agent, but that's junk.
We haven't seen Spike Cave yet. That could be something.
And that is in logic with the magic cape. And the bottles. And yep, it looks like Frostbite is going for Helmosaur. Ooh, Fear Agent is going to dip Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod. Gutsy play indeed.
Yeah, most of the time you're just going to get locked out from the front. But there is that dreaded situation where it sends you all the way to Laser Bridge and you find nothing. So it's a bit of a gamble, but sometimes you have to take those gambles, and we do get a small key, so we are able to continue on further.
Yeah, now with Frostbite's clear of pod here, this will allow him to also check the pyramid ledge, which will give us 2 free items there. Almost free. You do need to pay money for the big bomb, but even still, rupees is still not an issue for Frostbite at the moment, who, I should point out once again, we still have not seen Zora.
And just a shield in the chain chomp room, so that's it for our triple rock dip for now.
Chad is imagining the situation of both rods on Laser Bridge, but unfortunately we will not see that today. We could still see Ice Rod on Laser Bridge, though. Because there's literally only one location in the game the Ice Rod cannot be, and that is on Trinex.
Oh, there's a flute.
Whoa! How about that?
Alright, that is some progression, so that's going to open up the whole Mire area now. And Mire is full clearable.
Indeed it is. We have boots, we have hookshot, we have a bow we can work with. We have, Yoho took a double fall there to Troll Dorm.
Oh, I believe he was trying to do the big chest bomb jump, and that's a costly fall if you mess it up. That costs you pretty close to a minute of time.
Oh, it wasn't a Moldorm, never mind. Just fell off the ledge. My bad. Now, if we find another bow in the Mire area, that is going to confirm that this was an Agaseed. Because Helmasaur was bow locked.
Fury Agent, unfortunately, heading into Eastern, he's going to find nothing of value in here.
Yeah, not this time. I've seen a lot of seeds in the last couple of weeks where Eastern has had considerable value, but not the case this time around.
Yoho getting that bomb jump on the second try. And Frostbite heading straight off to Mire.
Yeah, now do we still need to find another medallion? Answer... Well, I guess we're not finding out. Oh, no, it is Ether once again.
And nothing in Mire Shed. And Frostbite, okay, he doesn't have Ether. He hasn't got the mirror.
Right.
So he can't get up to Hera. And yeah, he skipped out on the front of Skull Woods.
Yeah, I think he's starting to get a little bit unsure about where to go next. Also, we just missed a magic bat check, didn't we?
Oh, I didn't see it.
I'm taking a quick look on my phone's playback. Thank God for extra 30-second natural mobile phone delay. And it is a big 20, and Chad actually beat me to the punch on that one. Alright, as our runners are kind of just backpedaling through each other's checks a minute, let's take a moment to shout out our trackers today, Ricky of Kokiri and Fat Boy Bowl 300, who are doing a fantastic job making sure you folks at home know who's got what. And let's also shout out our runners, who are putting on a fantastic show for you this afternoon. And of course, to my co-commentator, ETM.
Yeah, and don't short sell yourself, Captain MD13.
Much appreciated.
Alright, Yoho checking that Hero basement. Frostbite into Skull Woods, gonna get that mirror.
Yeah, the fact that it's been this long and we still haven't seen both rods is actually... You know what? It's making me think that something is on Zora.
Yeah, that's a definite possibility.
Because I'm trying to think. We've done our boots checks. We've checked Hookshot Cave. We haven't seen Spike Cave, to be fair. but we've not seen any rods. We can get to Zora. We can't do anything else in Zora. Yeah,
Yeah, it might not be until we see the flippers pop up before anyone goes to do those checks.
And those could be vanilla for all we know, unless they're in Mire.
Yeah. So we do kind of have one of those situations where it's probably going to be a little bit before we see anything new. Just because everyone needs to sort of retrace each other's steps, find those items they're missing.
Yeah, Yoho is going to probably open up Turtle Rock and take a peek inside. Now, with Frostbite picking up the mirror, I have to imagine that he's probably going to route in Hera and Dark Death Mountain. We're getting the shovel check from Humbug. We'll see how this pays out. Junk.
Yep. So Frostbite got that mirror now, heading straight to the mountain. So
And
he's gonna... Go ahead.
And Fear's going into pod, so he's gonna finally get those Pegasus boots.
Yeah, so I wonder how long it'll be before he decides to do Aga, because it's starting to look more and more like that bow is required.
Yeah, I'm trying to... unless the bow's been on Zora this whole time. I mean, Zora could be trolling us in a lot of ways right now. And luckily for the runners at least, Ped's already dead. We found that out 4 minutes in. And to answer a question in chat, none of the Flippers checks have been made yet. We found so many items, including early Dark World access, that there hasn't been really any call for it.
Yeah, Hobo not in logic without the flippers. I mean, there could be something there, but it's not immediate progression.
Yeah, we could fake Flipper into Ice Palace, but we need Flippers anyway for Swamp, so there's really not any good call for that either, quite frankly. We are getting our Spike Cave check from Yoho, though.
Oh, this is Spiral Cave.
Oh, yeah, wrong cave. I get my caves mixed up in here all the time.
Yeah, Frostbite into Hera. Got that Ether Medallion. And he's got a whole slew of checks on East Death Mountain to go through.
To answer question, Chad, Catfish had a green rupee. That was checked. Somebody checked it. I want to say it was either Humbug or Yoho. Humbug also dipping into pod, so is going to get the boots as well. Now, we haven't seen anybody besides Frostbite dive Aga 1 to, for the sake of picking up that bow. Now, you want an example of a seed where we had early Dark World access, but still had to do Aga 1. I saw a seed where there was Magic Cape on the Lumberjack Ledge and Flippers in Bumper Cave.
Oof.
Granted, that's not the case today, but it's still looking like we have a post-Dark World access Aga seed on our hands here. Unless it's on Zora.
Yeah, we got Zora and Spike Cave. Those are the only options to avoid Aga right now.
I'm legit surprised we still haven't seen a Spike Cave check this far in.
Yeah, I think just with the way the routing is worked out on Death Mountain rather, Spike Cave just turns out to be one of those inconvenient checks to do. Especially because a couple of runners who were up here did not have the cape, so they couldn't do Spike Cave. But we might see it from Frostbite here once he's done with East Death Mountain.
I think with at least 10 hearts and a bottle of red goo, that is enough time to make it up to the edge of Spike Cave. Am I off?
Yeah, they can with the cape for sure. Without the cape, I don't think. It'd be close. Okay, here we go. Yo-ho heading into Spike Cave.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a couple of hard shorts, so it is going to have to burn the manage it with the cape.
Just
And it's
bombs.
blueberries. So it comes down to Zora whether or not this was an Agaseed.
So our progression, if it's not Zora, then we need to do Aga to get that bow, to get the flute out of off of Helmasaur, to head into Misery Mire.
Yeah, now one thing, there are a couple of items that can prolong the Agaseed potential, such as the Fire Rod or the Flippers.
Or flippers, yeah.
No, Catfish was the single rupee to answer question in chat. To answer another question, chat, Desert is boots locked. We haven't seen the other. We haven't seen any runners return to Desert. There was one item, and it was a heart container.
Yeah, I've completely forgotten about that, but there is one more item in Desert we can get.
Very true. We now have boots, so could go get them.
Alright, so Fear Agent has checked. The Lumberjack has the knowledge now about that bow.
I think he's... Oh, actually, what is he doing? To answer question, chat, there is still an item in Eastern Palace on Armos Knights.
Well, Fear's probably going for Smith Chain here, because he didn't have the Titan's mitts.
Yes. This will work out to some degree, because this will give Fear Agent his Tempered Sword. And I don't believe Frostbite has checked Pyramid Fairy either. I think he's been focused on getting those Dark Death Mountain checks out of the way first, then we'll probably do Pyramid Fairy.
I'm betting he'll go to Mire next.
Yeah, there's plenty we can check in Mire. 5 items total. We already saw the two in the shed. Plus, there's the checkerboard cave and Mire itself, which has 2 items, and not to mention that last item in Desert.
Pyromance, the flute didn't throw Frostbite off the trail. He didn't have ether, so he had to go get that. But we'll see where he's going now. Yeah, he's going to Mire.
Now, can I burst out laughing if Zora had flippers or that first bow this whole time? Please?
Yeah, I'd say that's worth a laugh. Yo-ho going to check Ice Rock Cave, so he might be heading into Zora area after this. We're also getting a checkerboard cave check from Frostbite. This is new. Just some bombs there.
Frostbite's next port of call is probably Dip and Mire. That is exactly where he's going. Alright, now there's 2 items in Mire. Now, is our other bow in here? If we do see a bow in here, it's going to be Silvers for Frostbite. To answer a question in chat, Fear Agent is setting up a glitch here. You will observe the results of this in about 10 seconds. Oh, this is interesting. Yoho has Fake Flipper to Ice Palace. Also, Pop, there's the shovel for Fear Agent. Yeah, there's a...
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a weird glitch with the purple chest that was only discovered recently, where you can leave the chest and then appear in front of Gary in a specific location and just get the item anyway. It's kind of similar to the bomb duplication, but I'm not 100% sure how it plays, how it works.
Yeah, I know how to do it. I don't know why it works.
Ooh, Humbug has also fake flippered into ice.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a crystal you can full clear. But the thing is, you are still looking for those flippers.
Yeah, we were mentioning this earlier, so yeah, I'm puzzled by these circumstances, especially when you can full clear Meyer first.
So one thing they may be hoping for is to find a bow in Ice Palace to be able to skip Aga.
Yeah,
so if that works out... Yeah, if that works out, that could save them quite a bit of time.
Yeah, now, of course, it could still logically be an Aga seed if the flippers are in Meyer, which are bow locked if that's the case. I wouldn't be surprised, however, if we found a rod in here.
Sorry, I just had to step away for a second.
Yeah, I was just saying how I wouldn't be surprised if we did find a rod in here. I've seen a lot of seeds where fire or ice rod is in Ice Palace. Now, Fear Agent, we are finally has set up a water walk using the Pegasus boots, so we're finally going to get some more checks here.
Is that half magic?
I think so.
It looks like a half magic there on the island.
Yeah, his display kind of obstructed the text, so I couldn't see.
Oh, ice rod.
And that is flippers locked. And chat confirming that it's half magic on the island. The waterfall fairy is giving us fairies, and somebody found the fire rod. And that would be Frostbite. So the fire rod is in Misery Mire. And it was locked behind the cutscene chest, I think.
Alright. So, progression in Mire. Not unexpected, but that puts us just flippers now away from Go Mode.
Yes, indeed. So suddenly the remaining items starting to show up in droves.
So this Ice Palace play that now 3 of our runners are doing is going to be entirely useless. They'll get the crystal, but they're going to be full clearing a dungeon for nothing.
Absolutely, yeah, because now flippers we know can't be here. You know something? If we don't find flippers here in Mire, and it's not behind Land Molus or in Desert, flippers is vanilla. I think. Yeah. Unless it's on Pyramid Fairy, which we still haven't seen, by the way.
Yeah, we are running out of checks.
Now, with that fire rod, flippers can be in Turtle Rock, as chat points out. Because we did find that fire rod perfectly in logic, we can now at least get to Laser Bridge. Logically, we still need flippers to get the ice rod for Trinex. So that... Actually, I'm trying to think about it. What was the, what was that second item we found in Turtle Rock?
It was a shield.
That's right. So yeah, Turtle Rock's not a... Well, unless flippers are in Turtle Rock, then yeah, Turtle Rock is going to be a forced double dip. A logical forced double dip.
No, we didn't find anything useful in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, but if the if the flippers end up...
If flippers are there.
Yeah, if the flippers are in Turtle Rock, that means logically you were expected to go to T-Rock, get the flippers, go back to Ice, and pick up the... or go back to Waterfall Ferry, I should say, pick up the Ice Rod.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This seed being nasty. A chat brings up a good point. We still haven't seen Armos Knights.
Yeah, there's definitely a few scattered locations those flippers could end up at, but I think Turtle Rock is a safe bet.
I'm still gonna laugh if they're vanilla. Frostbite taking full advantage of that magic cape and some properties of the cape where if you swing your sword, it does not drain magic.
Yeah, so Frostbite now on 4 crystals, everyone else just at 2.
And I believe that was another sword on Frostbite, so I believe, unless Frostbite decides to skip Smith Chain, all of our runners will be going Butter Sword for Ganon.
I think Frostbite will skip Smith Chain, probably.
And even then, that's not a very significant loss, because Tempered Sword, it still allows you to use regular slashes on Ganon. We've got... Ooh, yeah, Yoho taking a KO to Cold Stare. Humbug just starting that fight. Yeah, even on Blue Mail, Cold Stare is not an easy fight, especially with no ranged weapons.
Yeah, Yoho gonna save him quick, come back later.
To answer question, chat, Ice Rod was in the Waterfall Ferry. It is Flippers locked, which we do not know where they're currently hiding.
And looks like Frostbite is heading up to Turtle Rock, which might be bad news for him.
Yeah, it's going to depend on if the Flippers are up here.
Yeah, and he's got Aga down, so he could actually save the portal if he goes straight to Waterfall Ferry after.
Yeah, because your portal is preserved if you save and quit, right? Or no, he's going to flute away, never mind.
Not if you save and quit, but yeah, you can flute away. So with Aga dead, you're not able to take a Death Warp. Without Aga, you could take a Death Warp, and then your portal would be preserved. But with Aga dead, you start in the Dark World.
Yeah, you start on the Pyramid.
But you can still save the portal if you stay in the Light World.
Right.
So, Frostbite, I mean, he's going to be double dipping Turtle Rock here, but if those flippers are in Turtle Rock, and he saves that portal and goes straight to Waterfall Ferry after, it won't be that bad for him.
Yeah, Yoho's now just finally dipping into Pod, so this is a very late dip for Yoho, so this is going to probably throw a lot of questions into Yoho's mind about what to do next. Or more so, whether to do Aga.
Well, I can't imagine he has much left to do except Aga.
Yeah, because Yoho checked Ice. He's been through all the Death Mountain checks. Yeah, I think you may be right. He's going to end up effectively last locationing Aga 1 with his current equipment.
And Humbug now doing the fake flipper checks. We'll see if he goes to Zora.
He's going to give us a hope Man Under the Bridge check. Ooh, careful, Fear Agent. Just a big 20 on the bridge guy. Now, Humbug is remaining in the fake flipper state, and after already clearing Ice Palace, I have to imagine a Zora check is next up on his docket, which is going to end up being good news because this will allow him to quickly pick up that Ice Rod. Although he's going to probably be real annoyed if... actually, given the fact that he was able to clear Ice Palace, I don't think he's going to be too annoyed if Flippers end up being vanilla.
And looks like Fear now finally going to be our second runner into Aga.
Oh, chat's saying, imagine if there's a bow on Zor Ledge. Now that's going to just add insult to injury if Flippers are vanilla. Nope.
It's just a vanilla heart piece there.
Well, at least there's something vanilla about this place.
Alright, what has Zora got for us today? Just a red rupee.
Wow. So our Flippers, I think they're either in Desert on Armos Nights or in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Wow, and all three of those are not ideal locations right now.
Or could be Pyramid Fairy.
Right. I keep forgetting Pyramid Fairy because we've had access to that for the longest time, and yet we still can't, and no one's done it yet.
Oh, another location brought up by chat, Skull Woods.
That is true. We have our Fire Rod from Meyer, so we could check, finish off Mothula and check the Green Pendant. And I could be wrong. Wasn't there only one item found in Skullwood so far, which would have been that mirror?
I can't remember. I know we found the mirror there. Don't remember if we found a second item.
Now, Pyramid Fairy was bow locked, so if we get vanilla silver arrows, that's also confirms the AGA 1 requirement.
Alright, Frostbite in the Mimic Cave now.
Humbug's also biting the bullet and doing AGA 1 here.
Yeah. Yoho gonna finish off the rest of Pod. But I can't imagine he has much left besides going to Aga after this.
I'm trying to think if there are any other orphan locations. We checked Graveyard Ledge, we did the boots checks, we did Catfish, we checked Meyer, Ice Palace. We can't do Swamp. Yeah, I think...
Seen both tablets. I think that's about it.
So yeah, there's literally only one of 4...
No, never mind. They're there.
Never mind.
Alright, there's no mode.
So Flippers were fire locked in Turtle Rock. So the Flippers were not bow locked. Actually, yes, it was bow locked because Flute was bow locked.
Yeah. So you had to go into Pod to get the boots to do Aga and get the bow from Lumberjack. And you had to get the you had to get the boots from Pod to go to Aga to go to the Lumberjack.
To get the bow on Lumberjack.
Yeah, to go back to Pod to get the flute, to get the fire rod, to come to Turtle Rock, to get the flippers, to go back to Pyramid Waterfall Fairy to get... This is a stupid chain of one.
So Turtle Rock and Pod were forced double dips.
Logically, yeah.
Oh boy, that's pretty much worst case scenario for those double dips. Because Pod and Turtle Rock are not very quick, not quick dungeons.
And look at this, Frostbite is doing exactly... No. Never mind, he's walking right past the Ice Rod and going to Ice Palace.
Well, you have to figure he's going to go to do the Zora checks right after.
Well, so Frostbite not going to be able to save that portal. He's also not going to be able to go mode Ice Palace. I think he's still got a pretty solid lead over all the other runners, but this is going to cost him some time.
Ooh, and you know what? Chat brings up a good point. Fear Agent's going to end up triple dipping TR because of that first dip earlier.
No, he's got the ice rod.
Ah, true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so it's only going to be a double dip, but even still, double dipping T-Rock was pretty much unavoidable this seed.
Yeah, it would have been possible to single dip it, but very difficult.
I'm still wondering where that second bow's been hiding this whole time.
At this point, it's probably just in GT.
Yeah. Because I think we've run out of non-bow locked checks, besides Desert and Eastern.
Yeah.
But yeah, I foresee Frostbite going to check check Waterfall immediately after completing. Oh, and Yoho's actually just now about to get the bad news about that bow. Yeah, sorry, Yoho. Aga 1 seed.
Yeah, it's gotta feel kind of bad for Yoho finding that so late, but at least he's on the right track.
Yeah, I would have laughed hysterically though if Zora ended up having progression after such a late check, because it's not normal, especially considering Moon Pearl was practically free, that you skip the even with fake you don't do fake flipper for the waterfall fairy checks. It's not a particularly common move, but we got so much early progression, like such early access to East and Dark Death Mountain. Ooh, Yoho is going back into Desert, so yeah, as Chad points out, this is basically a Hail Mary play to avoid Aga 1.
Yeah. Now, if that other bow is in here, that'll pay off pretty well for him, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, because we don't know what the other item is in Desert. We do know we have to go trugging all the way to the right for that big key, though.
Alright, Fear Agent getting that flute off Helmasaur. Humbug not far behind.
There's that guaranteed big key by that point.
And the other item just bombs.
So
So
yeah,
Yoho gonna have to go to Aga now.
unfortunately, and I can't imagine he's just going to go all the way to Eastern just to check Armos Knights. Yeah, he's going straight to Aga 1 now. He realizes, yeah, this ain't working out. Meanwhile, get your 07s in chat. Oh, right. Yoho couldn't have checked Armos anyway. Doesn't even have the bow. Yeah.
Yeah, so last location station for Yoho.
Ugh. These Ago 1 seeds. Now, Fear Agent is heading to Misery Mire, so he will pick up that Fire Rod. Now, Frostbite's wrapping up the Ice Palace play, so his next port of call must be to Waterfall Ferry in order to enter Go mode. Well, this is promising. He's pulling out the mirror. And is not fluting, so yep, he's doing the flipper checks.
Alright, this is good for Frostbite, so he'll be in Go mode. He's gonna check Hobo first, but he'll be in Go mode in about a minute.
Yeah, and Fear Agent's gonna be in a Fear Agent's gonna have the luxury of not having to double dip Turtle Rock. Oh, well, Fear actually already paid a visit to Turtle Rock, didn't he?
Yeah, he did go in there, but it was a pretty quick dip.
Yeah. But he will have the luxury of not having to go all the way to Laser Bridge just to nope out.
Oh no, Frostbite.
Dude.
He skipped Waterfall Ferry. He's going to the swamp.
I mean, I get it. He's got flippers, but yeah, that's unfortunately, that's just another gamble that's not going to pay off because we know the Ice Rod's not in here. I would imagine that also, given he's one item away from Go mode from his perspective, he's going to check left side swamp.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't really understand the play to skip Waterfall Ferry there. It's such a quick check.
That is definitely something I would like to speak to him about in the interview.
So, again, I think Frostbite still has a significant lead, but the longer he puts off Waterfall Ferry, the more chance he's giving the other runners to catch up.
Yeah, right now, actually, Humbug is also entering Mire right behind Fear Agent, so is going to be in a similar scenario. And Humbug, unlike Fear Agent, did not dip Turtle Rock. So Humbug is going to at least have the luxury of saving some time there without having to double dip. Apparently Sankar was in Swamp Palace.
Nice.
Nice little free heal. We're now doing pretty solid on defense. We now have Blue Mail, 13 Hearts. Pretty solid.
Yeah, I imagine these runners should be pretty comfortable on that.
Yeah. I wonder if they are going to search GT for silvers after picking up the big key, unless they find it before then.
Speaking of big keys, there's the swamp big key.
Uh-oh. Fear Agent did not go to the fire-locked area of Mire. This is bad news, because his fire rod's behind the cutscene chest.
Oh. I imagine he's hoping the second item is on Biddy, and hopefully he just goes back in for it after.
Yeah, because again, this is, well, it's his second to last Go mode item in Fear Agent's case. Humbug, I think, is, however, going to the fire-locked area. Yeah, Humbug's gonna go pick up that pick up the fire rod now. Ooh, somebody called Brian. We found his cane in the flooded chest in Swamp Palace. Please inform him to bring a towel as the cane may be soggy. Ooh, that is a nest. Oh, never mind. He's got a fairy. Oh, right, because Waterfall Fairy had fairies. Appropriate that the Waterfall Fairy had fairies. But with that, Humbug has got the fire rod.
And there's that gold sword for Fear. So hopefully he heads back into Mire. Frostbite, meanwhile, taking on Argus.
Oh, thank goodness. Fear's going back in.
Frostbite not getting the quick kill on Argus there. Had to take a couple extra cycles, but not too bad.
Yeah, once we eventually find out, yeah, let's just try and put this, yeah, so since Swamp Palace was a dud, well, let's have Frostbite pick up that ice rod first, and then we'll just talk a bit, just to go through the, like, ridiculous logic chain that the game was expecting you to go through to get to your go mode for this seed. Frostbite gonna divert to the Bombos tablet first, though.
Yeah, so we had both gloves and the hammer all in the light world. You had to go to Pod to get your boots, then do Aga to get your bow off of Lumberjack, to come back to Pod to get the flute off of Helmasaur, to go into Mire to get the fire rod, then to go into Turtle Rock to finally get your flippers, and the ice rod, of course, is at Waterfall Fairy, which Frostbite has unfortunately skipped. Otherwise, he would be probably on his way to GT right now.
So, yeah, forced double dip of Pod and Turtle Rock. And an Agassi to top it all off.
Frostbite checking Cave 45. What's he going to do after this? Smith chain? Oh, he's probably going Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is gonna be, unless it's silvers, pretty much junk. Yoho, meanwhile, has finished off Helmasaur to pick up that's his third crystal, excuse me. I got my crystal count screwed up. It's still really interesting that Frostbite is putting off the flippers checks as long as he is. He's probably thinking that because the flippers were found so deep into Turtle Rock that they're not likely to be anything important. But at the same time, I mean, that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, I know Frostbite, he makes weird gambles sometimes. But this one I just don't understand, because Waterfall Fairy is such a quick check. I don't understand why you put it off.
And Pyramid Fairy was complete trash.
As expected.
Not even vanilla silvers. Yeah, right now, Fear Agent's in the best position, and Humbug's going to be right behind him.
Alright, Frostbite going up to do Catfish. He'll mirror and go into Waterfall Fairy here.
Alright. Alright, now I see the logic behind his routing.
Yeah. I don't know, I still would have checked. Waterfall Fairy before going into ice.
It's ironic. He's going to start with one of the worst possible items being this single rupee and get exchange that with his go mode item being that ice rod. But with that, at 127.06, Frostbite is our first runner in go mode.
And he's probably kicking himself right now for not checking this way earlier.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Luckily, though, he just has to zip straight to Trinex, and that's pretty much all she wrote.
Yeah, he's got all the keys already, so...
And actually,
maybe,
something I had not considered is that Humbug and Fear Agent both still have to do Swamp Palace.
Yeah. So again, still a sizable lead for Frostbite, but not as big a lead as it could have been.
Yeah, at least he can just zip straight through since he already has everything. He's already used up all the keys and whatnot getting to Laser Bridge. To answer question, chat, we still have no clue where the silvers are, but we're pretty sure they're in Ganon's tower by now, if they're not on Armos Knights and have been sitting there this whole game.
Yeah, these are all really good runners. I don't think they're going to be too worried about the silvers anyway.
Yeah, they all have at least Tempered Sword, so I don't think they're going to be concerned about that. I'm about getting a little bullied by that crystal roller. Yeah, Humbug and Fear Agent both have Butter Sword, and Yoho will eventually get Butter Sword after defeating Vitreous. Frostbite skipped the Smith Chain, so missed out on the what would have been Vanilla Tempered Sword.
Ooh, Humbug getting bitten by the Chain Chomps here.
Ooh. Yeah, that's going to cost him a lot of time.
It's not the worst death to take, but you still don't want to take it.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing Frostbite has over the other runners, is he's not going to stop now for Mimic Cave either. Yeah, at this point it is safe bet that as far as the restream is concerned, it is Frostbite's race to lose.
Alright, we're coming up to Trinex now for Frostbite. Oh no, Yoho taking another death.
This seed has not been friendly to our runners today.
Well, very nice quick kill there on Trinex.
Indeed.
With that is 7 crystals for Frostbite. So you know what to do, chat. There are how many? 22 chests in Ganon's tower where the big key can be. Throw your guess in chat. 1 through 22. What's your guess, Captain?
Well, I was gonna guess 9, but somebody in chat typed it literally the nanosecond after I said it, so I'm gonna add a 1 to it and make it 19.
All right, I'm gonna guess number 1.
Ooh, taking the optimistic route.
I just always guess 1 because why not?
Now, if we by chance don't find the silvers, to my understanding, Ganon's silvers text is still bugged.
Yeah, I believe so.
So it'll say probably, did you find the silvers in the light world?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think it like works randomly sometimes, but we'll see.
Case by case, I guess. There's a heart container on Bob's torch, so Bob lives for now.
Rip my guess.
Also, I'm just gonna put a cutoff line for the guesses.
Alright, so Fear Agent done with Trinex. Humbug in Go mode now. But Frostbite already in GT. And gonna take the DM route. So this is where you go to the left and just do the first room, then mirror out and go to the right.
Yeah, unfortunately not finding much besides a lot of keys, and look, we're still finding keys. Is he going to gamble tile room early?
Probably not, no.
Nope. Chat brings up a good point. Yoho still has not found Kane of Samaria, and he just literally passed the check that would have given him to him.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. Alright, this is
Yeah.
checks, I believe, 8 through 11 here. 10 is a fire shield. And 11 is our other medallion. That's been hiding for a while.
Yeah.
Alright, Humbug is now taking down Trinex, and Fear Agent's gonna start zipping through Swamp. Alright, this is guess number 12. Just a piece of heart. And a health refill, so now Frostbite's rocking 17 hearts with Blue Mail. Much more stable health state for Ganon.
Oh yeah, he's super comfy now. Yoho,
Nice.
unfortunately, going to do Mothula for that green pendant.
Yeah, this unfortunately is not going to pay out either.
And he's run out of magic, unfortunately. Now he has to farm magic.
Oof. Alright, check 13, 50 rupees. Next port of call, the Rando Room. Aptly named because you typically only see it in Randomizer. $14, a rupee hoard. 15, the mushroom. 16, map. 17, another heart piece. I believe our next stop now is Bob's chest. Watch the silvers be on the mushroom.
That was a very nice moth fight from Yoho. That was almost instant.
Yeah, very easy with tempered sword and fire rod shots. Now, if the bow is on the mushroom, we will know in the credits. Hi, Bob.
There's a big
Ooh.
key.
Bob with the goods. So 18 is our win, so just under my guess of 19, which means our winner is, our first 18 is Aerodynamic, with a guess of 18 on the nose. Congratulations, Aerodynamic. You have won a lifetime supply of Link to the Past Randomizer seeds. Disclaimer, literally everybody can have these seeds.
All right, we're gonna see what's on that green pendant. Just $20. That's Frostbite now ascending Ganon's tower. Fear Agent making his way to Ganon's tower, and Humbug not too far behind on his way to Argus. But Yo-Ho looks to be headed for Pyramid Fairy now.
Yeah, still
Needs to
skip
get
down
to
on
Sick
Mechanic.
Kid.
Now we'll see if Frostbite decides to check the last couple of chests, including the Moldorm 2 chest for silvers. Don't think he's going to, but I wouldn't be surprised at the same time if he did.
Yeah.
I mean, silvers are especially nice if they're in the way.
Yo-Ho remembering that you can use that AGA 1 portal to deliver the big bomb just a little bit quicker.
Every little bit helps, as the saying goes. We got a Landmola's 2 fight from Frostbite. Very well done Zero Cycle there.
Alright, Frostbite on to Torches 2, and Yo-Ho, I think, is heading for Ermos. I think it's safe to say he's just completely forgotten Sick Kid.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate.
I mean, we're still curious to know where those silver arrows are hiding, so if they're not on Armos Knights, then they're chilling in GT somewhere. Or the green pendant. Did we see a green pendant check? I wasn't looking.
Yeah, it was just $20.
Okay. And Frostbite not checking the other chest, so he's going straight to AGA 2.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Frostbite's a really good runner. He'll have no trouble with the Silverless.
And with the excess pile of keys he's picked up, he's just zipping straight past. And then he proceeds to take a fall to Moldorm 2. Luckily, it's that one magic pixel that lets you zip straight up to the doorway. And what is in, or will we see the Moldorm 2 chest here? And we will not.
Yeah, Frostbite really doesn't care about silvers at all.
Nope.
Alright, Fear Agent searching for that big key. Humbug just entering GT now, as Frostbite is on AGA 2.
And Aghanims coming in, and Aga's saying, "Really? You couldn't just leave me alone the first time?" As we have another fight. And it looks like 3 doubles from Frostbite. Nicely done. And it's just a big 20 on the Armos Knights, so that means that the other bow is chilling in somewhere in GT.
Yeah. Of course, it could be on that mushroom.
Very true. Left side swamp was also not checked, as chat points out.
Oh yeah, it could be there. Alright, Yoho is, I think, out of locations that he's remembered. So let's hope he remembers Sick Kid soon. But meanwhile, Frostbite just landing in on Ganon's room here.
It is time for the big pig. And we get a bit of a information about land slugs. So Ganondorf is not Ganondorf, sorry, wrong timeline. Ganon here is a biologist. Frostbite took a couple of dents due to colliding with Ganon there. And now Yoho's finally getting that cane. And he's saying, oh boy. We've got Frostbite on phase 3. And just about to hit phase 4. And Ganon asks, did you find the arrows in Light World? So yeah, that's referring to Lumberjack Ledge. Did not get the torch glitch, though.
Ooh, that's not good. He doesn't have any magic refill, so he's going to have to use lamp the whole time.
Yeah, that's not good. That's going to be a tough... It's doable, but it is a tough Silverless Ganon fight. It is Tempered Sword, so I believe it's only 12 spins?
Yeah. But as you can see, it is hard to get doubles in, and Frostbite actually going to take a fall here and reset. I'm not sure if this is faster than just trying to tough it out, but it's definitely easier.
Well, it's given Fear Agent a tiny bit of time to catch up here. Alright, Yoho is now going to wrap up Meyer. And unfortunately, unless he decides to fake Flipper Ice, is going to have to double dip Turtle Rock. Or, not Fake Flipper Ice, Fake Flipper Waterfall Fairy, excuse me. Answer question, chat. Zora was just a big 20. Big scam. Which is funny because it was looking really good that he was going to have progression for the longest time. Alright, we have Frostbite in phase 3 once again.
Make sure to get the torch glitch this time.
Now it just comes down to 12, well, now probably 11 or 10. Sword spins to Ganon. Yes, the secret technique of darkness, absolutely no match for Frostbite's Tempered Sword. Shouldn't be too much longer. He's done more than half of the spins required. And that is the last Tempered Sword. Now, the only thing stopping Frostbite, I should say, is a 1x3 bridge. But it looks like he's not going to succumb to that one, so get your GGs in chat for Frostbite, who has finished first place on the restream, second place overall with an official SRL time of 1:46:43. Our winner of the restream amongst our community racers tonight, this afternoon was Illis24 with an SRL time of 1:42:14. GGs to our runners.
GGs. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can get Frostbite in here for an interview.
And I just saw it for a split second, but it was only money on the mushroom. That bumper didn't look like it was okay.
Yeah, that happens when you hover the Moldorm 2 gap.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if silvers were not there, and they weren't, it looks like Fear checked a few chests on the way, or at least looked for a key on the way up to Agate 2. No sign of silver arrows, so they must have either been chilling in the GT big chest, or maybe they were in tile room.
Yeah, there's not too many places left they could be. Of course, still left side swamp is a possibility.
Yes.
And we're joined by Frostbite 3030, winner of the restream and second place overall. GG's.
Yo, GG's. Yeah, I kind of like Mr. Beaned myself into a decent route this time. I can't really claim much planning in a lot of it.
Yeah. No, you definitely took some weird route. I gotta ask, why didn't you do Waterfall Ferry before Ice Palace?
I'm never going to do that. Because if I was going to do that, it's isolating catfish, and I'm not going to... It's not efficient to check that and then go to Zora and then save quit and go to Ice Palace. I'd rather just go to Ice Palace and go up there. Now, the answer of why I didn't check it afterwards is that I was really hoping, because I could have came down after the hobo, right? But I was hoping that the ice rod was going to be hard locked by the flippers and that it wasn't accessible in a water spot that you could just use the new stupid technology to access. And I almost went back into left side because of that too, because it was like the most advantageous spot for me. But I made I made tons of mistakes that didn't really end up hurting me. Like when I found the boots, I immediately saved quit out because I was like, oh shit, I can go get the bow now. But the problem was I couldn't get in the stupid tower yet, and I only realized that after I saved quit. So I was like, okay, well, I'll either go to Saha's closet or escape, and I picked escape because it was like if I ran into what I needed to get in there right there, it was the most efficient, and that's what happened with the sword. And then, of course, the cape ended up being in Saha's closet anyhow, which was hilarious. And then, what else did I do that I thought when I made a mistake? Hold on, it'll come back to me.
All right, I gotta interrupt you just for a second. Fear Agent just took a fall to Ganon.
Humbug also just found the silvers on the GT climb.
Oh, I missed that.
They were in just before the Moldorm 2 room.
Well, that would have been smart to check.
Or the second, the two chests before Moldorm 2, not the single one.
Yeah. I also took that swan dive to Ganon because when I missed the torch glitch and I had no magic backup, it's really hard to get 2 hits in with just the lamp. I could have probably done it if I lit one, dashed across, lit one, and then you can just squeeze 2 hits in. But I didn't have enough magic, I don't think, to do it with just the fire rod. So, like, it was just a huge mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you for doing that.
Oh, that's what I also forgot. I meant to, after I did Pod, do the Pyramid Fairy right then, and then I was considering going up to Catfish, which would have made it easier to check the Zora area later. But of course, I found the flute, and then I totally forgot about Pyramid Fairy until I was going into Skull Woods, and I was like, oh yeah, you meant to check Pyramid Fairy a long time ago. Hopefully that's not anything important.
You know, it's actually... you first, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, of course, I ended up checking it anyways, so...
Yeah, unfortunately, Pyramid Fairy was complete trash, but I gotta say, it was a very, very long time before we even knew about the Ice Rod being in the Zora area. I can't remember who checked it first, but it was not until it was not until after we, around the time we saw you pick up flippers at Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I was thinking as I was going into Turtle Rock, like, first of all, that was the other thing I screwed up. I found the, like, because after I found the flute, after making the Aga play, I'm going to follow that up because I feel like it's the most sort of, it's what I found, right? So then I found the Fire Rod in Meyer, and I was happy that worked out because if I got the compass and the map in the first 3 checks, basically, so I knew that big key chest had to either be an item or the big key, so it was nice to just route that in quick time. But then once I got out of Meyer, my head said, well, go finish off Skull Woods, and then you can decide whether you want to go look for the ice rods somewhere else or you want to just go straight to Turtle Rock. And then as I fluted to the town, I looked at my tracker and I saw that Skull Woods wasn't even a crystal, and I was like, well, this is really stupid. I should just go straight to Turtle Rock because I figured almost certainly that the flippers were in Turtle Rock, and that I kind of thought the ice rod was going to be behind the flippers, which it, of course, that ended up being what it was. It just was a little easy to get without them.
All right, we got Fear Agent finishing off Ganon now, coming in 2nd place on the restream and 5th place overall with a 152.43. And Humbug also on Ganon now. The other finishers we had, so we had Illis in 1st, Frostbite, of course, in 2nd. We had Hayfield Bay in 3rd place with a 150. Koreed in 4th place with a 151. And that's all the finishers we have so far. Humbug using those silver arrows to take care of Ganon quite a bit easier than that you were able to do.
I figured it went pretty well once I got the torch glitch.
And we're joined by Fear Agent, GG's.
GG's.
So a bit of an unfortunate fall there to Ganon, but overall not a bad result.
Yeah, it only cost me 2 spots, so who's counting?
Yeah.
See, the new hot tech Fear Agent is to miss the torch glitch and jump in the pit by yourself.
Yeah, I should probably have done that next time.
I think so. GG's again.
Sometimes I just wonder why I play this game.
Yeah, this was a weird seed.
Yeah, I mean, it had...
Sorry, we're also joined by Humbug, GG's.
GG's.
Yeah.
I actually felt I routed okay. I think my biggest mistake was doing Ice Palace before doing Aga. I was really hoping to find a bow somewhere else. I mean, that was my play.
I did the exact same. Actually.
I also thought, like, okay, I've already cleared pod. There's one item on Helmasaur. Like, okay, so there's one item, and then it opens up Pyramid Fair. So there's 3 items, possibly the flippers, right? Like, that's, I don't know. I was like, maybe I can just find a bow somewhere else. Hindsight, I should have. If I had known the flute was on Helmasaur, I would have, done Aga sooner. But
yeah, that was a tough seed with Pod and Turtle Rock being logically forced double dips.
Yeah, Frostbite did Aga quite early compared to everyone else.
of course he did.
I forget exactly when, but I think it was about 20 minutes earlier than anyone else on the restream did it.
Yeah, I saw that bow at like 2 seconds into the seed. That was another thing. I was irritated because I started at Link's house on accident at the start of the seed, so I was sort of tilted.
I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. That's why I went from Link's house to Kakariko, and I was like, ugh, this is terrible.
Oh, see, I just save quit out of Link's house and did the sank, and then back to Link's house and then south way into Kakariko, so I doubled down on the dumb opening routing. But yeah, I saw the bow there really early, and obviously I was thinking, okay, this obviously isn't necessary. There's 2 bows now, but I thought if I got to the point where I didn't really have any other good options, I was just going to do Aga and get the bow. And then once I found the boots and pod, I just immediately noped out, even though, because I thought I could do Aga, but I couldn't. So then I had to go hunting for Aga access, and then once I noped out a pod, I was like firmly in the Aga gamble play because I didn't even go to the bow side. I even bought a potion on the way there to do
that. Did anybody skip Fire Rod?
Fear almost did, but went back for it after defeating Biddy.
Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure with the layout of that dungeon that chest had to be either one of the 2 items or the big key, so I checked it right away. Because otherwise it would have been impossible to place small keys, because the first 3 chests were a small key and then the map and the compass, I think. I can't remember. No, it was... Yeah, map, compass, I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, my logic is a bit weird.
Yeah, I think it was map, compass, and no, it was a map and a small key. I don't know. I'm an idiot. The third chest.
It was like compass and small key, something along.
Yeah, it was. I was right. The first 2 chests on the right side were one of the map and the compass and the small key, and then the next chest at the top firelock was the other map / compass. And so that basically means you can't have a small key in the south chest now because of the key logic there. So it has to either be the item or a big key with the small keys being in the other spots before the big key.
How did you guys feel, for those of you who did check early, about learning Ped was dead 5 minutes in?
That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't even check it, so... I almost checked it after I went to Skullwoods and found the mirror, but I actually think checking the ped is a reasonable play in this one because there was very limited requirements to clear the ped and it was accessible quite early. But I just felt like I had better choices than going back to Skullwoods.
There were a lot of choices once even Dark World Access itself was pretty much free.
Did anybody get mitts before going to the Dark World?
Nope.
Yoho did. He was the only one.
So I got mitts after clearing like the mountain and Hera and Thieves. I got them pretty late.
Yeah, I definitely got the mitts after I'd already had the boots.
Of course,
and then I went up to they were in escape, right? And then I went into escape hoping to find a sword, and I found the sword, and the cape was in Saha's closet too, which was the other spot I was thinking of checking. Because I oped out a pod thinking I could do Aga right then, and then I realized like almost exactly after I say quit that I couldn't.
What sword are you missing, Frost? Are you missing? Did you not do the Smiths?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, you know me.
It's a shame because that would have been a vanilla tempered sword.
Here's a question. Does the bow color mean anything? And where's the silvers?
Silvers were in Upper GT. Yeah, Humbug found them. And bow color, I think, doesn't mean anything. It just shows up as gray sometimes. I think it's just a graphical glitch when it's in certain locations.
That led me away from. That also made me think that there might be another bow available. Was it being gray? Because usually that's the silver bow. I don't know.
Yeah, the silver arrow bow is normally reddish, a little more reddish.
I've actually seen the same bow in the same spot look 2 different colors.
Yeah, I don't think it means anything. I think it's just a graphical glitch.
I agree. I don't know where it was, but I'd scouted it earlier and it was gray, and then when I was able to access it later, I think it was Desert Ledge or something like that. It looked normal, and I hadn't picked up a bow in me.
Yeah, it was silver for me, or gray, whatever.
Yeah, that's what it looked like for me as well. The little bit I saw of it, I looked at it and I was like, "What the heck is?" Because the first thing you're trying to scout lumberjack by creeping up as low as possible, and then you see some weird combination of pixels that aren't bombs or like red rupee, and you're trying to think, "What the heck was this?"
Yeah, we had to do a double take up here in the booth to figure out what that was too. But Chad actually beat us to the punch, though.
Yeah, that was honestly, that seed was kind of garbage. I don't know if it was as garbage as the one you and I ran a little earlier, EDM, but it was pretty garbage.
It was a fun seed to watch because everything just opened up really quickly, and there was a lot of kind of difficult decisions to make, which I think makes for the most interesting seeds. But I mean, Frost, I would say you pretty much had the God Route up until you missed that Ice Rod.
Yeah, it went pretty well. I was very happy. Whenever I get the book early like that, I will always sort of do the Ice Rod Cave skip and check Agina into Desert, especially if it's a pendant. And then when I saw the Moon Pearl there, I was like, boom, read this perfectly. And then, you know, I just always, if I can full clear Thieves' Town, that's basically where I start in the Dark World. And I knew there was 2 pendants in the Light World, so I was pretty sure it was going to be a crystal. I never even checked the map until well after. I was actually trying not to check the map because I knew I could get all the information I needed if I just talked to Sahasrahla. But I ended up checking it before I got over there.
Yeah.
I got it too aggressive on my Ganon fight. I should have played it a little bit safer and not taken that fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seed was definitely giving you a couple of you folks a harder time in terms of especially a couple of dungeon dives. I think Humbug, you had a death in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I did. Trolled me.
Yeah, Yoho's had a couple of unfortunate deaths throughout the seed as well.
Oh, I almost died to the Chain Chomps too. They absolutely massacred me in this run.
I somehow I got the quick strat of the 2 quick Mario blocks, but then I didn't push the regular block for long enough. So I went out into the room and was severely confused, and then a chain jump. And I also died on my way to Ice Rod Cave the first time. I was terrified that was going to be something, and I would have made a fool of myself.
Yeah, because sorry, when you die on your way over there, that is like, okay, there's absolutely nothing there, and if there is, I might not be finishing this out.
Exactly.
But those myths being in Sphere 1 like that was total absolute nonsense. Like,
yeah. How I was saying that, I'm like, okay, you find the glove and mitts, you 100% expect the other glove is gonna be in the Dark World somewhere. So like, yeah, when they're all 3 are in the Light World, it kind of throws you for a loop.
Yeah, I got really lucky. Honestly, like, that's why I said I, like, kind of Mr. Magoo'd my way into a good run here, because by forgetting that I didn't have access to Aga, it got me the mitts, and it was incredibly lucky.
Yeah.
I gotta keep playing this game, because I'm getting so lucky. Like, I went through months of having terrible luck, and all of a sudden, right as these qualifiers come around, I'm just getting insane luck, and I feel like I'm wasting it way too early in the tournament, and even such as today.
How many more do you plan on winning? How many qualifiers do you plan on winning?
Honestly, I'm not even gonna play another one. It doesn't even make sense for me to play one at this point.
Just keep playing them, keep winning them.
Dude, that's not gonna happen.
Just let us know when you're playing so we can not.
Yeah, I'm like the new Andy, right? You're gonna duck my dumb butt who lucks into routes. I mean, watch my VODs, man. It was so lucky. Like, the first one I had the hammer out of sequence so early, and it just totally disrupted. And then yesterday was different. But no, I'm happy with how I'm playing. I felt my execution was pretty good today. I almost, you know, blind is always scary for me with that low health because I'm not great at executing the fixed fight. And basically after that, you know, the lamp being fairly early was, you know, you're not really gonna. I didn't really feel I was in too much danger after that point, though.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to take off, so thanks for the restream. Super appreciated. Thanks for comms and trackers. And
thanks for running. Have a great day.
Yeah,
thanks.
later, Bear.
Later.
Yeah, well, I'm about out of stuff to ask, and Yoho is just full cleared Swamp Palace and is stuck. He still does not have that ice rod that's at Waterfall Ferry. This seed has absolutely just not gone his way at all, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And,
it looks like he's doing the 1,000-yard stare. What did I forget at this?
Yeah, he skipped Sick Kid for the longest time, so he didn't have that Cane of Samaria. But, yeah, we are getting word that Yoho has forfeit, so that's unfortunate, but we'll see if he wants to come in here for a quick chat anyway.
And nevertheless, GG's to all of our runners.
GG,
so,
everyone. Yeah, I've been there before. You cross something off, or you just don't think about it, and it's happened. But boots and pod leading to bow on lumberjack, leading to flippers and TR eventually. Well, I guess it was boots and pod to bow on lumberjack, to flute on Helmosaur, to fire rod in the crappiest chest in Meyer, to flippers in TR, to ice
Laser
rod that
Bridge,
was
no
just
less.
totally free. Yeah, no, they were actually, it was Crystal Roller Room, I think.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because that was so. It's just like it's nonsense sometimes. But like honestly, like I don't check the Smith chain. So if something had been in the Smith chain, I would have been in a world of hurt. I just don't. I tend to only check it if it's something like Myth Access and I'm really early. I'll take them maybe down to Hype Cave with me, but it's a slow check that I hate doing. So I was happy that it wasn't there today for me.
I was thinking about the fact that I saw the bow so early as early as I did. That it was kind of bad for me because I had more time to contemplate if I really wanted to do Aga, and the more time that I thought about it, I did not want to do Aga. It's not fun. So maybe if I had checked that later, it would have been more of an impulse decision to go do Aga. But anyway,
Yeah,
it took me a long time to do it.
And we're joined now by This Is Not Yo-Ho. Tough break on that one, but GG nonetheless.
Yeah, I played kind of terribly. So I guess, yeah, for getting a spot is just the topper on that.
Yeah. So I guess you want to know where that ice rod is.
Yeah. Where's that at?
That is at Waterfall Ferry.
Oh.
Yeah.
The flipper's just not being anywhere. Is being so late just killed it.
Yeah, with Pod and Turtle Rock being forced double dips, that's never something you want to see.
Yeah.
I thought you played other than forgetting a couple spots. You played pretty well. I really liked you had a really great Mothula fight. That was like 3 seconds. That was
Yeah.
So I can tell your NMG skill at least is shining through a little bit.
Well, it didn't shine through on the classic blind fight.
Oh yeah.
I just had a lot of trouble in that dungeon because I'm used to having boots in there now. So I'm walking through just taking damage from everything. So I go in there with like a heart. So I don't know. That was a little rough. I just haven't been in the rando mindset, but I've been trying to get back into playing for the tourney qualifiers.
Yeah, it's understandable. Hopefully your qualifiers go a little better than this one.
Yeah, I know, right? Wow. But I mean, hopefully the seeds are better. That was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the Triforce.
The seed was pretty all over the place.
Well, the Triforce in this one did promise the next seed would be better.
Yeah.
On the bright side, you were by far the first person to find those mitts in Escape. Nobody else found those for quite a while. So we were kind of hoping that might be a bit of an advantage for you, but maybe it just opened up too much stuff that you had to check.
Yeah, I think it did.
Frostbite kind of routed them in on accident because he ended up being a sword shy for Aga 1. And he ended up finding the mitts before going to Dark Cross.
Yeah, and everyone who knows me knows that I skip Escape every single time I can in open seeds to the absolute detriment of my play a lot of the time. So it was very lucky that I ended up with that's like my nightmare scenario, was mitts there after you get Dark World access. Now because basically I'll be like, oh, I want to check this with the mirror from Pyramid or something stupid like that to save 2 seconds or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like a lot of the plays I like to make. I either want to go somewhere where I think I'm going to be the first one there if I think it's a weird play. Not that Escape's a weird play. So like I'll try and go there either immediately after Kakariko to try and take an advantage of Uncle Routers who didn't go into Escape early, or I just never want to go there. And that's the way I was feeling about Turtle Rock too. It's like I don't like once I check a few things before going to Turtle Rock, I'm basically committing in my brain to checking every last item before I go there. So I'd rather just go there and get it done, even though it's like it doesn't even give you the little joys of being able to save your portal because you had to do Aga. I mean, before you could even really get anywhere in Turtle Rock. So
yeah. Well, I guess with that, we're going to start to wrap things up here. Want to remind everyone, give these runners a follow. They're all really good. They're all pretty entertaining to watch. This is not Yoko, Frostbite 3030, Humbug, and the Fear Agent. I also want to shout out, of course, to our trackers, Ricky of Kokiri and Fatboy Bowl 300. And of course, my co-com Captain MD13, and I've been Atium. So any of the runners, do you guys have any final thoughts before we finish things up here?
Thanks for the restream. Sorry I didn't finish. Sorry I put on such a bad show.
Oh, it was fun.
Nah, you put on a fantastic show, dude.
Yeah, thank you for the restream, and thank you trackers, thank you comms. It's been fun.
I'll echo those comments and GG's to all the other runners. And yeah, let's see what we do. I mean, I guess there's a qualifier late tonight. This should be interesting to watch that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Before...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, before we wrap up, so I guess before we do wrap up, I would just like to bring up the schedule for the rest of the afternoon. So we do, or I should say the night at this point. So if you are looking for some more action, we do have a Hollow Knight any % tournament match tonight at 7 on the main channel. If you're looking for more Link to the Past Randomizer daily action, we have the qualifier race as mentioned tonight at 11:15. That is Eastern Time on the main channel. But immediately preceding that is another daily race, same settings as today, Open 7-7 Defeat Ganon, that is at 9, as well as a Final Fantasy randomizer race, the Platypus Invitational at 9:30 on Channel 2. So if you are looking for more speed gaming action this evening, you got plenty of places to check. But with that said, on behalf of our trackers, Ricky of Kokiri, Fatboy Bowl 300, and my co-com Etium, and our folks on Tech Crew and all the folks at Speed Gaming, I'm Captain MD13, and I wish you a good day, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, have a great day, everyone.